reached our destination. We hope you enjoyed the flight and have a nice day.
Hello everyone, good evening. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining me. This is your one and only Waka Waka Doctor. Always bring you the best gist when it comes to travel and migration. You know how we do it here. All we do is share information that has to do with traveling, living, working, moving, and studying abroad. If you want to move abroad, this is where you have to be. Today is not going to be any different because I am going to be talking about how to move to the United Kingdom in 3 weeks. Okay, how to move to the United Kingdom in 3 weeks. As always, I have a specialist who knows everything about this pathway, and I will not introduce him. I prefer to hear from the horse's mouth for us to have this conversation. So I'm going to bring him up now, and there you go. How are you doing, brother?
Hello, brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I can hear you loud and clear. How are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Fantastic. I'm okay. I'm okay. Thank you very much for joining and talking to us. I did say during the introduction that I don't want to introduce you because if I start, the list will be too long. So I'll give you the opportunity for you to introduce yourself, tell us where you are, where you live, what you do, and all that stuff.
All right. Good evening, guys. Hope we're doing great today, and thank you again, Waka Waka Doctor, for this great opportunity and platform. Yeah, I'm Isaac. That's my name, Isaac Ola, based in the United Kingdom, and of course, came here based on the global era called the Global Talent Visa, which is a special kind of visa that is for people who are in tech, And when they say people are in tech, that's people who are basically in technology, who work either in a startup, or are founders, or who are employees that work in any company that has anything to do with technology, right? I'm also a co-founder at a startup called AfriLearn. AfriLearn is the best loved educational app for K-12 education in Africa, right? Yeah, so that's basically me in a nutshell.
That's really, it doesn't want, he's so humble. He doesn't want to tell you of the numerous awards he's won. But this is a fantastic guy to have. He lived in the UK. He's helped hundreds of people to move to the UK. So if you're interested in this pathway, you should you should speak to him. So Isaac, we want to talk about, we've had this conversation about a year ago, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And one of the most fascinating things that caught me, and I did say that we needed to have this conversation again, is the fact that this is one of the fastest ways to move to the UK.
It is, yeah.
The fastest ways to move to the UK.
Absolutely.
And when you said you can move to the UK in 3 weeks, I was like, come on. Because, I mean, we know of the academic pathway, we know of the caregivers pathway, we know of the various other pathways, but you said this pathway is in 3 weeks. Can you talk to us about it?
Yeah. It's very simple. It's the straightforward process when you know exactly what to do, right? The truth is, globally right now, nations, developed nations particularly, are looking for talents, because right now it's more or less like a battle of the fittest when it comes to technology. So every single country, including the United Kingdom, the United States, Germany, they are looking to develop their economy, and of course, one of the fastest and best ways to do that right now is through technology, right? We are living in a world that is driven by technology right now. So every nation of the earth is looking for the best talents that will come and live in their country and use their talents, to help them develop their tech ecosystem. And of course, the UK is not an exception to that, right? So now this is a pathway called the Global Talent Visa, where you get to work, you get to live, and get to thrive in the UK. So the benefits are actually innumerable, right? So number one, if you come into the UK with this route, number one, you get to come with your family, if you have a family, right? That's the first thing. The second part is you don't need proof of fund to actually come to the UK with this route, right?
Wow.
Basically, your talents, all they are looking for, all they are seeking, right, actually is for you to come in full access to unlimited high-paying jobs in the UK, right? When we say high-paying jobs, you have closer access to companies like Google, like Facebook, and the likes of them, right? You get to earn a strong currency. Of course, we know what currency is right now when it comes to the dollars and pounds. Globally, they are they are the strongest currencies right now, right? And then when you come through this route as well,
Hold
right, you actually
on. Let me stop you. Let me stop you a bit. You said no need for proof of funds, and you can move with your family.
absolutely
Okay.
no need for proof of funds, and you can move with your family. So let's say as long as you're married, of course, moving with your family has no limit. So if you have a family of 6 or 7 or 5, as long as they are your immediate family, your wife, if you're a man, your wife, your children, they can come along with you, and all of them automatically become global talents, in the country, right? You have the same status, and within 5 years, you and your entire family are eligible for what they call indefinite leave to remain, right? After your indefinite leave to remain, then you can basically apply for your British citizenship. So you automatically become a citizen after 5 to 6 years, right? Once you land in the UK, which is like one of the fastest routes, when it comes to achieving that here.
This is very interesting because I've seen 2 people drop comments and hailing you and saying, I'm a what's the word I saw now, that I'm a beneficiary. Yeah, I'm a global talent. I'm a beneficiary.
Yeah.
What are the talents they are looking for? What talents are they looking for?
Okay, so in terms of the talent they're looking for, it's actually a lot, right? So essentially, if you work in tech, you actually do qualify to apply for this thing. If you work in product-led technology. Now, what is product-led technology? A product-led technology company is a company that has a product, right? And that product is the main driver of their revenue. I'll give an example. So if you're in Nigeria, for instance, a company like hi Larry. So a company like AfriLearn, a company like PiggyVests, they have products. What's their products? The mobile app. They sell directly through their mobile app, right? Where if you work for a company like that, and there are loads, but thousands of companies like that, if you have experience working for a company like that, you actually do qualify to apply, as long as you have an experience of at least a year plus working with those organizations, and there's proof of the work that you did while you were there. Those are the things you're going to submit as part of the requirement when you're applying for this. And it's actually very simple. Once you know the process, it is very, very simple. So now, in terms of the 3 weeks part, when you apply, especially when you apply outside of the UK, you actually get your response within 3 weeks, right? And within that 3 weeks, you can actually, once you get your endorsement, you simply apply for your visa, and then within a few months, you have to land in the UK and you begin your life with your family.
You said there are many pathways, but tech. So what other talents qualify?
Okay, so the talents that qualify are innumerable. So for instance, if you are a digital marketer, you actually qualify. Digital marketer, you work for a tech company that's pro-led, you do qualify. If you're a software engineer, whether you are a DevOps or systems op, you qualify. If you are a software developer, data scientist, data engineer, if you specialize in AI, natural language, cybersecurity experts, hardware engineers, front-end developers, back-end developers, operational system engineers, these are technical talents, right? If you're a UI UX designer, and we have loads of them who have moved from being a graphic artist into being a product designer, you also qualify. If you're a mobile app developer, you qualify. If you're an experienced back-end developer, you qualify. Now, those are technical talents. On the other side as well, you have people who are business talents. Now, these are guys who are basically you're a digital marketer, or you are a product manager, right? Or you are basically a sales expert, maybe a sales manager in a tech company. You actually qualify. The interesting thing is most don't know about these things, right? Because when I got to know about it as well, I was actually surprised, right? So as long as you work in tech and you are talented, whether you're a technical talent, meaning that you write codes, or you're a business talent, meaning that you are probably a marketer or you're a salesperson, as long as that company is a technology company that has a product, you qualify to apply. All you need to do is put together all the work you've done, and of course, have someone guide you or lead you, or you go online and get the information and you're good to go. It's as simple as that.
I've also also heard that people in the fashion industry, entertainment
Yeah.
industry,
Yeah.
what other industry do they
Yeah.
call it? What
Fashion,
what in
entertainment, music as well, academia as well. So it's basically very broad, right? They have different endorsing body. Now, in terms of the process, and of course, the benefits actually, like I said, are innumerable, right? Aside the fact that you can become a British citizen after your ILR, you can also register and run your own company. So if you don't want to work for anybody when you get to the UK, you can actually register your company and start running your company, right? In terms of the processing as well, that's one of the fastest processing times, right? Because if you apply outside of the UK, for instance, in 3 weeks, you get your response, right? And there's no special proof of fund, like I said, and there's no limit to how many visas they are giving. As long as you're talented and you can show the proof of your talent through the documents I will talk about as well in a bit, you're good to go. At times some people can actually watch videos. I have videos online, for instance, on my YouTube channel, loads of videos that speak to how exactly you can apply, right? If you can do that, that's fine. If you also need guide, you can reach out to people who can guide you across. Now, in terms of what's it called? If you can come with your family, yes, you can come with your family as long as you're married and you can show the proof that you're married to that person. If you have children as well, your children they can come with you as long as you can show the proof that they are your children. So this is it's actually called a tier 1 visa route, meaning that it is one of the most, if not the best right now, way or route to enter into the UK. Why? Because your path to citizenship is very fast, right? If you get endorsed as an exceptional talent, for instance, in 3 years, you can apply for your ILR, and then afterwards you become a citizen. If you get endorsed as an exceptional promise, in 5 years, you can apply for your ILR and then you get your citizenship. So it's really very simple, it's very straightforward, and it's very possible.
I have 3 questions to ask you, 3 in 1 question. Okay.
Yeah.
The first question is, what set of people, because you've said fashion designers, academia, musicians, artists, tech talent qualify for this? No, so my first question is, which of these people can you help? Number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, since the last time we spoke 6 months ago till now, how many people have you helped? Number 3, what are the documents that are required for this process?
Okay. So I'll start with the first one. Who can I help? How many people can I help? And then I will get into the documents, right? So in terms of who can I help? So right now, to be very sincere, I'm focused really on helping people who are in the tech space, and that's because I like to be very, very practical, right? And of course, because when you're in the UK, one of the things you hardly have is time. So right now, I've seen how this thing has changed the lives of many people. Like it's actually an honor to be able to assist people to get this to get onto this visa route, right? Leveraging my own story and how I got it, right? So in terms of people, I've lost counts. I've been able to help and support loads and loads of people actually. Close to 100, right? So far, a lot of people actually, loads of people, right? And in fact, it even led to me, because when I couldn't get time, I had to write a book. I have a book that I've written that details exactly how to do it on your own.
I still have your document. You give me one document.
Yeah.
I still have it.
But now I actually have a detailed, proper book that shows you from step A to the end.
Wow.
A whole book. I'm thinking whether I should publish it or not, but it's available right now. I can share the link if people are looking to get it, because of course you're also looking to create time for yourself, and I can't help everybody. Like I only have 24 hours, right? So, but I do have a book. That book can guide you completely. In fact, if you go to, I think it's available on Seller now. I even have a 100% guarantee. Like if you don't get endorsed, come back and you get refunded, right? So I have a full book that guides you on how to do this, right? And at times when there's time, also
give us the link now. Give us the link. What's the link?
I'll share the link with you. Yeah. So so that's that. So in terms of who do I help? So I'm focused on helping people in the tech space, actually, those who are in technology. I've helped loads and loads of people, and I count that as a huge privilege actually, because when you see what those guys are doing, you're proud. So that's that. And in terms of the documents that you need, I'm going to break that down, which is why I said if you also listen carefully, these are also things you can actually do by yourself. But I also understand that at times people actually need that extra support. So if you could reach out, of course, you can book a session with me and I can guide you through how to do this.
So we will discuss the process here for those who want to do it by themselves. If people need maybe a little bit of guidance, they can get your book and read the book and do it by themselves. If they also want you to help them, they can contact you to help them. Correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. Absolutely. So talk to us about the documents. What are the documents they need?
Okay. Now, in terms of the documents, it's a straightforward process. So essentially, you need 4 classes of documents. UK government, has singled out an organization called Tech Nation, right? Tech Nation is in charge of actually reviewing applications and assessing those guys and endorsing them. So when Tech Nation has endorsed you, you will get your visa once you apply, except that person probably has some issues, right? But as long as you've been endorsed, all you have to do is take your passport with your endorsement letter, and do your tuberculosis tests, and your basic documents, send it to the embassy, and then you get your endorsement in maximum 3 weeks, right? Now, in terms of the documents you need a total of 15 documents that are classified into 4 categories, right? Number 1, 15 documents that are classified into 4 categories. Number 1 is your personal statement. Now, what's a personal statement? So they want you to write a statement about why you are looking to come to the UK, right? So usually I advise that you start that statement telling your story, the story of your journey, your professional journey, how you started, how you got into tech, because they want to also see into your background, what you have done, what you're able to do, and what you are coming to do in the UK. Remember, the UK government has come up with this initiative to actually support their economy and to support their tech sector. So when you're writing your personal statement, you have to write it with that in mind, that they want to see people who are exceptionally talented. So you want to write a compelling story that even when you're reading it yourself, you are inspired to know that, wow, if they don't endorse you, they'll be losing a huge talent, right? So that's how you want to write your story. You want to craft your story from the place of value, that this is how you got into tech. You're very passionate about this, so and so, and this is what you want to achieve with your life. And you feel like, okay, if you come to the UK, you can hone that skills and you can also add value to their economy. So your personal statement should be not more than 3 pages, should be not more than 1,000 words. That's the first set. Now, the second set of documents, that's 1 document, by the way, out of 15. The second set of documents is your CV. Of course, your CV should be your normal CV, but what I advise people usually is ensure that your CV is results-based. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when it comes to crafting their CV is they're writing job descriptions. No, nobody cares about that. What people care about is results, outcomes. What have you done? So for instance, I led a team to produce a product that generated social revenue. You see what I mean? So because people want value, they want to say that, okay, this guy is so valuable. If you endorse him, it's going to bring a lot of value into our economy, into our country, right? Now, so that's about CV. So we've spoken about personal statement, we've spoken about CV. The third set of documents are your recommendation letters. Now, what should be in your recommendation letter? Your recommendation letter actually should be written by someone who is an expert in the field of technology, right? Now, an expert in the field of technology does not mean that the person has to be an Elon Musk. The person simply has to be a senior member of their organization, which is a tech company. So, for instance, if you have a friend in a startup, who is probably maybe like the CTO or the CMO, you get what I mean? They can write you a recommendation letter. Now, what should be in that recommendation letter? It should be about your story, how they've come to know you. Of course, they must have known you for over 1 year, and they must write about the work you've done, why they think that you are an exceptional talent, and how they think that you had great value to the United Kingdom's technology sector, right? Now, this letter must be typed, it must be dated, it must be signed, it must come with their email, their phone numbers. And what I usually advise is when you want to do this, write the names of at least 5 to 10 people who can potentially recommend you, that that you have a relationship with and know your work, right? And then send them a letter and say, oh, you would like for them, you're applying for this thing, you would like for them to write your recommendation letter and blah, blah, blah. Now, the last form of documents you then need to submit are your pieces of evidence. Now, this basically has 2 categories. There's a mandatory criteria and there's the optional criteria. This is where people go get confused, right? Which is why at times we may need support. Now, for this one, all you have to do is go to the Technician website. If you Google Technician UK, you'll find a website. And then when you get there, you see they've basically broken down the mandatory and the optional evidence. So all you have to do is think about your work, everywhere you've worked. What are the things you have done, the results you've produced that actually tie into each of those criteria? And then all you have to do is gather all the documents you have that show the proof of those work, and then begin to put them together one after the other. So when you put all this, when you pull all these documents together, your personal statements, your CV, the 3 recommendation letters, and the 10 pieces of evidence, then you have 15 documents that you can then submit. Now, once you submit, you wait, of course, for 3 weeks. They will get back to you. If you've been endorsed, then you can progress to the final stage, which is to use your endorsement letter with your passport. And of course, you go and do your tuberculosis test, and then you apply for your visa at
biometrics done.
Yeah, biometrics are also done. They'll take your biometrics and all of those things, you know, and then from there you have to land in the UK within 3 months, and then you start a new life basically.
So personal statement, CV,
yeah.
2 recommendation letters there, 2 recommendation letters,
3 recommendation
three
letters,
recommendation letters, and 10
pieces of evidence.
That's exactly what you need.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So once you put all of that together,
yeah,
then you can submit a compelling.
And you did say that if you go on Google and you just Google Technician UK, you'll be able to see the proof of evidence that you can use.
Absolutely. So the website is a very popular website. It's technation.io. That's the website, technation.io. So when you get there, just Google Global Talent Visa. You see a page. It has all the details, right? And then if you follow those details to the letter, and you have the actual evidence that you've done great work and that you're truly an exceptional talent, it's only a matter of time. Face yourself. And what I advise people is when you get there, don't write yourself off. Yeah, this is very important, you know, because this is a big mistake that I see many young Africans make. They get there like, oh, this is too much, this is too huge, I'm not qualified. That's not true. You know, that's usually not true. That's what I found, right? If you've done some work, you know, and you have proof of your experience and the work that you have done, don't second guess yourself, you know, because usually what I found is we are actually, for most people that second guess themselves, when they come to me and I see they are like, guy, you qualify for this thing. And when we speak and we're able to repackage the person and apply, in most cases, they usually get endorsed, you know. So do not second guess yourself. You are actually more powerful, more talented than you think you are. All you have to do is sit down, craft a compelling story around the work that you've done, you know, compile these documents accordingly. Now, if you need support or you need help, you can reach out. You know, I'll share the link to.
Before that, I have 2 questions. Number 1, I know this is largely for people who are outside coming to the UK. What about people in the UK? Can they apply for this? That's number 1. Number 2, is there an age limit?
Okay, that's a brilliant question. So first, there is no age limit. You know, the only thing they are looking for is the evidence that you are truly an exceptional talent. There is no age limit. So as long as you are 18 upwards, you can actually apply for the Global Talent Visa, right? Then secondly, whether you're in Nigeria or you are in Kenya, irrespective of the country, it is country agnostic. No matter the country where you're coming from or where you are, you can actually apply for the Global Talent Visa. Now, if you're in the UK as well, the same thing applies. The only difference, you know, that applies if you're applying from inside the UK is that it takes more time for them to get back to you at times, right? So the standard time for applications from within the UK is actually 8 weeks, while the standard time for applications from outside the UK is actually 3 weeks, right? So that's the only difference. But irrespective of where you're at, you can actually apply for the Global Talent Visa. All you need to do is ensure that your documents are well done, they are well aligned, and they are truly compelling, and then you'll be good to go, right? So the resources are there. There's my YouTube channel there, and if you want to reach out for personal guide, you can feel free to do that as well. I'm very, very happy to help.
Fantastic. So if you want to reach out to him, I'm not sure, but I'm sure that you will pay some amount of money. So nobody in the UK, there's no time. So you have to pay for someone's time and services. Okay. The Global Talent Visa is a fantastic one because you can move with your family. You can in 3 weeks you can get it done. Submit your documents, personal statement, 3 letter of recommendations, your CV, and 10 pieces of evidence. That's what you need.
Yeah.
So if you're in tech, if you're in fashion, if you're an actor, an actress, you're a musician, you're in entertainment, you're in fashion, I think this is a very, very good one for you to apply to. A question for you from Nathan is saying, will this lead to permanent residency in the UK?
So the simple answer to that is absolutely yes. This leads to not just permanent residency, it also leads to citizenship. When you've done the number of years that you need to do in the UK. And interestingly as well, even while you're doing the years, you are actually free. It's in fact that's the interesting about the visa. You're free to travel and be anywhere you want to be. So they're only requesting or requiring that you are in the UK 6 months every year before you get your ILR. So case in point, for example, for the person asking this question, if you get endorsed as an exceptional talent, you only need to be in the UK 3 years. After 3 years, you get your ILR, which is your permanent residency. And then after your ILR, if you're interested in becoming a citizen, after 1 year, you apply for citizenship, and then you get your British passport, and then you can be anywhere. Now, even within those 3 years as well, you can be actually anywhere. You're only required to be in the UK 6 months each year of those 3 years. Does that make sense? So for instance, for the first year now, you can start to be traveling every month, travel 1 month out of the UK, travel 1 month stay 1 month in the UK, stay 1 month out, every year. You are only required to be in the UK for 6 months every year until you get your ILR. Once you get your ILR, you're good to go. And then afterwards, you can apply for your British citizenship. It's as simple as that. So it's very flexible. And the reason also is because they respect that, okay, these guys are truly talented guys, right? They can thrive anywhere. So, and that is why it is very, very flexible. Why? Because all they are looking to do is to ensure that these talented guys are comfortable here to build, to thrive, to work, and to do whatever it is they want to do, as long as it is productive, responsible, and well done. Yeah.
Somebody is asking, is Scrum Master recognized as tech? Is telecommunications tech? Is energy industry tech?
So Scrum Master, if you're a Scrum Master and you have some experience, even if it is a 6 months or a year experience working with a tech company, yes, you do qualify to apply, right? Because you've had experience working with a tech company as a Scrum Master, right? Because as a Scrum Master, you can work in tech. In fact, it's one of the most in-demand skills in tech right now. So as long as you can show that you've also had some experience, because as a Scrum Master, you are a business talent, right? Now, the interesting thing as well is if you're actually a technical talent, meaning that you're a software developer, you're an AI expert, technical talents, you actually don't need to have worked for a product-led company, right? They have that flexibility for tech talent, for technical talent, right? So for instance, if you're a software developer and you've only worked for companies that are not tech, you actually qualify to apply because you're a technical talent. But if you're a business talent, it is necessary that you have some experience working for a product-led technology company. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Somebody is asking, as a founder, can you apply? As a founder, can you apply?
As a founder, you are the number one person they're looking for. So it's easier for you to even get your endorsement because you have a lot of proof. As a founder, you can submit the proof of ownership of your company as a founder. You can submit the proof that you've grown that company from this stage to this stage, as long as you can show the evidence. And what are you using to show? For instance, dashboard or the backend dashboard of your products, email exchanges between you and your partners, all those things really that you've done. They're actually actual things that you have done from the starts of your business, to where you're currently at when you're applying. All they're asking for you to do is show them so that they can see that truly this person has done what they said they have done. And this person can come into the UK and replicate exactly what they've done where they're coming from, or continue to grow their company, or work for other organizations here in the UK, and you can come with your family.
the person asking about cybersecurity, even me, I know that cybersecurity you can apply. I mean, that's tech now.
Absolutely. Cybersecurity, you guys are the
What
babas, you know. So yeah,
what about people that work in telecoms?
so for people that work in telecoms, to be candid, it's a bit dicey because except that telecom is one that has pivoted into tech, and you can show that telecom is not considered tech, except that they have a product that they can show that okay, this product is actually a tech product. But telecom in its essence, you know, is a bit different from technology. But if you can then show that you're probably a technical talent. If you're a software developer, for instance, within a telecom organization, of course you can apply, right? But if you really want to apply and you're currently in telecom, the beautiful thing as well is that you can actually pivot yourself. What do I mean? So you want to apply, but you see that this thing is really something that is close to your heart, so you want to apply. Because trust me, what I like about this route is that there's flexibility. I was in Nigeria this year. I fly to Nigeria any country I want at any time, right? So and that's because
Waka talent.
Talents, we're emulating Waka Waka Doctor. So, but the beautiful thing is, because for me as well, why would I even think about all these things? It's tied to my own personal vision, right? Which is international access, right? God, I mean, I've not been called to stay in one place. We've been called to have access to the world, right? And that is the beautiful thing that this does for you. You can be anywhere at any time, So coming back to the question, so if you currently work with a telecom company, here's what you can do, right? If you truly want to apply for this route, because in my opinion, it's actually the best route if you want to relocate. That's my opinion, and that's valid. Why? Because it's extremely flexible. It doesn't require proof of funds. It just requires your talent, and then you can extend it to your family. Come on, so it's amazing. So what do you need to do? What you need to do is pivot yourself. Now, how do you pivot yourself? Right now, you're working for a telecom company, but you want to position yourself to apply for the Global Talent Visa. What do you need to do? Carefully find a product-led tech company that you can work for. Apply for the role. You're a Scrum Master in a telecom, then you can be a Scrum Master. If you're a Scrum Master in a telecom right now, then that simply means that you can also be a Scrum Master in a tech company. So find a company that you can work for that's a tech company, that's a product tech company. Apply to like 5 of them. And then once you get one, get in there, work there for like 6 months to 1 year, and then you apply for your Global Talent Visa. So that's what I've seen people do as well, right? Why? Because meeting those criteria is very important. They look out for those things. They have good research methods, right? And I also usually advise, if you want to do this, do it well and do it right. So irrespective of where you currently work, this is the best way, in my opinion, to actually migrate to the UK right now, because it's better than even the student's route, because the student's route is a long way, right? And it's not as flexible as this. With this one, you can start your company, your spouse can start their company, whatever you want to do, you can do, right? And irrespective of where you currently work, you can pace yourself to pivot into a tech company, work there and do good work so that you have good evidence to show when you're applying. And after 1 year, you can then start looking at, applying for the Global Talent Visa.
Fantastic. All right. Is there any other information you want people to know? How can people reach out to you as well?
Okay, well, to reach out to me, I'll probably drop a link. Well, you could also send a DM on Instagram, right? But there's a link if you want to book a session with me. You can I can also share that link, and I'm sure Waka Waka Doctor probably also share that link. For me, it's really about supporting ourselves to attract these opportunities. So I can be reached on Instagram. I also have a YouTube channel. It's called Isaac Africa, right? My username on Instagram is Isaac Ola. That's THEISAACOLA, right? So reach out, but ensure that you are positioned as a tech talent. Because I'm only focused on tech talent, right? But of course, if you're also from other routes, feel free to reach out. I can signpost you to the right places. So I know people that basically specialize in fashion and those other areas as well. So I have friends that do that very well, that help people and support people in that area, right? So this is really about supporting ourselves as Africans, to access opportunities, because I know what opportunities have done, have done for me, right? And so when I see these opportunities, I like to extend a hand, to as many people as possible. So yeah, feel free to reach out.
All right, folks. This is how to move to the United Kingdom in 3 weeks. This is about the Global Talent Visa. If you're a tech talent, if you're a fashion designer, if you're in entertainment, if you're an artist, a musician, if you are you're in any of these fields, you can actually attempt to apply for the Global Talent Visa and get to the UK in 3 weeks. You need to have your CV, you need to have your personal statement, you need to have 3 letters of recommendation, and you need to have 10 pieces of evidence. There is no proof of funds, no IELTS, okay? No proof of funds, no IELTS. And my brother here, the Isaac Ola, is open to helping and assisting. Of course, the best way to do it is by yourself. Once you gather these documents, go on the website technation.io and you would see the process of application. You submit those documents, you go for your biometrics, you apply for the visa, and you have 3 months to present yourself in the United Kingdom. Of course, if you want to reach out to him, you can send a DM to the Isaac Ola, and he would help as well with information. If you want to book a session, you've seen the link down there. If you want to get the book, you've seen the link down there. You can get the book as well. And I'm hoping that this would help people. Any final words before we call it tonight? Any final words from you, Isaac?
Okay, well, in terms of final words, I'll just do a recap. I truly believe that Africa is rising and Africa needs great talent, right? And I also believe that one of the best things we can do for Africa as Africans is develop our skills to the highest level possible, right? And to do that, we will get a lot of people get trained in Africa. A lot of people will also go beyond Africa to get quality skills, so that we can use that, to shape our world, and generally speaking, right? That's one. So for me, I think it was in 2022, I got endorsed by Technician for the UK Global Talent Visa. And I should say that since then, it's been truly a life-changing experience for me in terms of impact, and in terms of lifestyle, in every way, really, and in terms of people that have been able to, throw a helping hand to support loads and loads of them, right? Since then, I have also helped, I've had the opportunity to work with global organizations across continents, right? So it's truly been a transformative experience, right? So this route is a route where if you're a tech talent, and even if you are currently not a tech talent and you are looking to pivot, it's a route that ensures that you're able to migrate, successfully, using the route that ensures that you have a very, very flexible lifestyle, flexible opportunities. You're not strangulated. You have your freedom, even after you've migrated, right? In terms of opportunities, it has loads of opportunities. There are loads of jobs here in the UK, jobs that pay well, right? That you have access to. This route does not require proof of funds. There's no IELTS. The processing fees are very low. It's fast endorsement. If you have your documents right, you can move with your family. You get your ILR, which is your permanent residence, very easily, and then you can become a citizen, right? So it's a very straightforward route. The benefits are innumerable, right? And you can also apply as a technical talent, which is if you write code and all those, and also as a business talent, which is you don't write code, so you're a marketer, you're a salesperson, and all those routes, as long as you have some experience working for a tech company. And how do you apply? They are in 2 stages. The first stage is the stage where you apply for endorsements, with Technician. And what do you need? You need those 15 documents I've listed: your personal statement, your CV, your 3 recommendation letters, and 10 pieces of evidence. With those documents, you apply, and then you're good to go. Once you get your endorsements, then you use your endorsement letter, and then your passport. And of course, you do some tuberculosis tests if you are in those African countries. And then you can use those documents to apply for your Global Talent Visa. Once you get it, you have to get into the UK in 3 months, and then you start basically your life. Yeah. So I just want to say, if you're looking to apply, do not second guess yourself. Just put your best foot forward, you have what it takes. You know, if you can access this video, I'm sure you know, all the information we've shared should be more than enough. But if they are not enough, feel free to reach out. I'm also able to support when I have the time as much as possible, and then you can take that forward. So, but like I said again, whatever you do, do not second guess yourself and don't limit yourself. Go for it, and you will realize that you actually can accomplish a lot more than you could ever imagine. All right, thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, brother. This has been the Global Talent Visa, and I'm hoping that someone will make use of it and take advantage of the same. Thank you very much. All the best, guys. Bye.
All right, thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye.